everybody. Thanks for joining me. Might want to grab some blocks today. Not necessary, but I'll demonstrate with them, so might come in handy for you. Or anything, a box or a book or a couple books. Anything that you can use to raise up your floor. So when you're ready, take a seated cross-legged position and just begin to settle in to your body and to your space and to your breath. Allow the shoulders to melt down the back, maybe the eyes are closed. And as you pause here, begin to find length through the spine, but length with ease. So don't force it, just begin to feel the sit bones root down and the crown of the head begins to float toward the ceiling. Tuning into your breath, find a deep, steady breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose or through the mouth, your choice, as you allow the jaw to soften. Your breath begins to deepen. As you begin to settle into this time that is solely yours, your thoughts begin to wander. Or you just begin to notice the sensations of your breath, the inhalation and the exhalation. Anytime you notice that you're in active thought, you're creating stories or planning, just notice it, mark it. I'm just thinking, I choose to let go. And as you pause here for a few more moments, take note of any reoccurring thoughts. Again, not active thought, you're not processing things, you're just noticing what comes in, what goes out. And just taking note of the things that keep coming up today. And maybe there's something that you're trying to be told, something that, hey, here's a sign, or maybe it's something you need to deal with or process, but now's not the time, you're just noticing. Begin to let the shoulders melt down the back a bit more as you find a little bit more length through the spine. Taking just a few more moments here. On this next inhalation, slowly blink open the eyes. And shift and move. Maybe you'd like to stretch out the legs and recross with your opposite leg in front. Wiggle the ankles, rotate, whatever you'd like. Then begin to meet in that upright position again if you're cross-legged. If not, one leg out, both legs out, whatever feels good to you. Finding length through the spine. On your inhalation, arms float up. As you exhale, hinge forward to find your compassionate edge. Pause here. Perhaps you bend the elbows so the forearms touch down, or maybe you drag the arms back so the forearms touch the legs. You decide. Right arm floats up, inhale, twisting, finding a compassionate twist. Make sure you avoid the head release. Keep the head neutral, in line with the spine, and just reach up through that right arm. On On an exhalation, lower the hand down, and as you inhale, switch sides. Find your breath, staying rooted into both sit bones. Soften the jaw. As you exhale, lower the hand down. On an inhalation, walk your hands over to the left side, twist and fold, keeping the right sit bone rooted down. The energy moves out in front of the left knee. Make sure you're not crossing the knee. It's a kind of a half twist with a fold. On this next inhale, walk over to the opposite side, twist with a fold over the right knee. So you're in line with that thigh, extending forward out in front of the knee. Settling into breath. On an inhalation, walk the hands center. Root down through the sit bones. As you inhale, rise, lifting the arms to the ceiling. Side bend to the left side. So your left hand comes down, right hand over the top, keeping the ear in line with the arm. Avoid rolling your top shoulder forward. Stay open to the front and just lengthen through the right side. Finding a comfortable position for your head and neck. So maybe chin down, chin neutral, or chin up. As you inhale, both arms rise. Exhale, right hand comes down, hinging to the right side for right side bend. And find your head position. Make sure your right shoulder is moving down the back. And finding your length in the left side of the body. On this inhalation, both arms rise. Intertwine your fingers, roll your palms up. Tuck the chin into the chest as your thumbs lower down. Keep pressing outward through the palms. On your next inhale, arms rise. Exhale, lower one more time. And inhale, rise. Clear the sky, reaching the hands wide back behind, lean back, squeeze shoulder blades, lift up through heart center, and round or arch your back so that it's from the very top of the head to the tailbone, and everything's just moving in a nice fluid arch. Squeeze shoulders together, open up through the collarbones. One more breath. As you exhale, come out of the posture. Taking note of your lead leg, extend your legs straight down the mat. Pressing down into both heels. Ankles are flexed, arms float up. Inhale. Hinge forward, press down to the heels. Exhale. Float back up. Inhale. As you exhale, extend through the ankles. Float back up. Inhale. As you exhale, flex the ankles and pause here. Finding an arched back or just a more neutral spine versus a rounded spine. If you're rounding, walk the hands up the legs a little bit and find length. As you inhale, walk the hands to the hips. Right foot's going to cross over your left leg. Sit up nice and tall. Hold on to the right knee, right thigh, and begin to twist toward the right leg. Still just warming up, so find an easy, gentle twist. Continue with your deep Ujjayi breath. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, release out of the pose. Recross with your opposite leg as your lead leg. Settling back down into the sit bones, and again, you don't have to have the legs crossed. As you find your seated position, find length through the spine. Soften your jaw, send your shoulder blades down the back. Relax the arms. Connecting with your breath, and just notice the body. How do you feel? And then notice the breath. What's the quality of the breath? And just a brief, don't have to analyze too much. And then notice your mental state. And if there's anything from those three aspects, the body, mental, or the breath, that you'd like to change today or to focus on, take a moment and we'll set an intention for that, for the body, for the mind, for mental state, or maybe all three. It's a positive and present tense statement. So as you inhale, arms float up, bringing the palms to Anjali Mudra at heart center. And if you'd like, take a moment to set your intention. The I am. I am well. I am happy. I am healthy. I am strong. I have deep, relaxed breath. Whatever it might be. Breathing your intention in with each breath, and take a moment just to be. Be with your intention. Last deep full breath here. And on this inhalation, arms float up. Hinge forward as you exhale. Find your compassionate edge. Stay rooted into the sit bones. Shoulder blades melt down the back. Perhaps you bend the elbows so forearms touch the ground, or drag the hands back so forearms touch the legs. Left hand lifts, twisting open to the left side. Gazing up toward the ceiling if that feels okay on your neck. And lengthen your left arm all the way through the fingers. As you exhale, lower down, and as you inhale, switch sides. Twist at the low ribs. As you exhale, lower the raised hand down. On your next inhalation, walk the hands to the right side. Twist and fold. Stay gently rooted into the left sit bone. Again, twisting at the low ribs, at the waistline. On an inhale, move to the opposite side. Twist and fold. Rooting down through that opposite hip. Twisting at the ribs, lengthening the heart out past the knee, and find your breath. Inhale, finding center. Root down through the sit bones. On your next inhale, rise, lifting the arms up to the sky, to the ceiling. Right side bend, soften the right hand, left hand over the top. Inhale, rise, and exhale, switch sides. Inhale, rise. Intertwine the fingers, roll the palms up. Round through the neck, through the upper back, lowering the thumbs down. Tuck tailbone. Keep the belly drawing in and press out through those palms. Inhale, rise. One more time. Exhale, lower. On your inhale, rise. Exhale, clear the sky. Extend the legs straight down the mat. Root down through the heels. Start with extended ankles. Arms float up. Fold forward. Inhale, rise. Flex the ankles. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise. Extend through the ankles. Exhale, fold forward and pause, finding length through the spine. Unhinge, walk the hands to the hips, and this time the left leg goes over the right leg, keeping that right leg extended. Sit up nice and tall. Pull the left heel in or up toward the hip. Holding on to your left leg, begin to twist. Squaring off through the collarbones just as much as you can. So maybe it's squaring off here to the diagonal. Maybe you're ready to twist all the way to the front of the room. But be mindful of your body. What feels good, what feels right. Tune into your breath. And taking one more deep breath here. As you exhale, come out of the posture, uncross, and we need to do one more heart opener because I forgot the last little sequence there. So take the hands back wide and behind. Squeeze shoulder blades, lift up, lifting up through chin, through nose, keeping back of the neck long, heart center lifting, squeezing shoulder blades, and extend the ankles. One more deep, expansive breath. Hold the breath at the top. And exhale, release. And we'll meet in wide leg position, rooting down through the heels. So you're sitting up nice and tall on the sit bones. Arch the back as the arms float up. Root down through the heels. Exhale, hinge forward to a compassionate edge. Float back up. 3 more times. Exhale, press down into the heels. Float back up. 2 more times. Exhale. Last time, hold. Keep the belly engaged. Extend through the heart. Extend through the arms. And make sure the head is in a comfortable position so the chin isn't lifted too much. Just find that neutral, long neck. As you inhale, rise, bring the arms into T position. Right arm on top for either eagle arms or bear hug. And in bear hug, you just walk your hands around your shoulder blades as much as you can. In either pose, and I'll keep switching back and forth, you'll lift the elbows and tuck the elbows, little round through the upper back. Bear hug looks like this. Lift and tuck. 2 more times. Lift, tuck, lift, tuck. As you inhale, arms float back up, lengthen. Turn to face your right leg. Left hand touches down to either left leg, or maybe you'd like to reach across the body. Right hand over the top. So right hand on the top, you're hinging in a side bend to the left side. As you inhale, arms out into a T. Left arm on top for eagle arms or bear hug. As you inhale, rise, lifting the elbows. As you exhale, tuck. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. You can keep switching back and forth like I'm doing, or stick with one. One more time. As you inhale, arms float up. Twist to the left, and your right hand can touch right leg or cross the body and come into your side bend to the right side. So lengthening the left side of the body. I know, lots of rights and lefts, but you're doing great. I know it. On this next inhale, both arms float up. Inhale. Fold forward to compassionate fold. Pause here. Avoid the rounded spine. You want the chest, crown of the head to be lengthening forward as your shoulder blades melt down the back. Root down into your heels. As you inhale, walk the hands in and rise. Coming into boat pose, balancing on the sit bones, finding your version, so maybe dangling feet, maybe tabletop, maybe extended. You want to draw the belly up and in. Arms can be out, just relaxed, or you can hold on to the backs of the legs. Zip up the core, keeping the belly drawing up and in from the pelvic floor. Adding on if you'd like, row the boat, extend, draw in, extend, draw in. Moving with your breath. The next time you roll the boat outward, pause there, flutter kick. You can always bring the forearms down, flutter kick from the hip, zip up the core. Almost done. And boat pose, pause. Put the feet down, lengthen through the spine as you hold on to the knees or to the shins. Relax the belly and roll down the spine. Just being mindful that you don't hit anything on your way down. Hands can either be behind the head or reach down toward the feet. And you want to take side of the rib down to hip, side of rib and hip together versus down. So you're kind of bringing the hip up as the ribs go down, and you reach either your hands toward your pinky toes or the elbows. Pull the belly back in. Make sure you don't have too much stress in the neck. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands behind the head. Now opposite shoulder to opposite knee. You can even take your right foot, right ankle, place it on the left knee, and cross the body, taking your left shoulder to the right knee. Exhale as you lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release down, tuck knees into the chest. Rock from side to side if that feels good, or maybe you prefer happy baby or a combo. A few breaths in each pose. You decide. If it is in your practice, begin to roll up and down the spine. If that's not in your practice, just roll to the side and lift the body up. And we'll all meet in tabletop when you're ready. And maybe you're ready now. Come around into tabletop position. Knees underneath your hips and wrists underneath your shoulders. Move through your version of cow and cat to start. So what does that look like? Maybe it's very structured. Maybe you're leaning to the side. Maybe you're taking hips to heels. Maybe figure eights or circles. Just whatever kind of movement here that feels good. Make sure to move with your breath. So just avoid holding the breath. On your next inhalation, find neutral spine. Starting with your tailbone, begin to lift the tailbone. We'll go into cow pose. Lifting the tailbone, lowering the belly, open up through the collarbones, lengthen the crown of the head. As you exhale, tailbone begins to tuck. Now you round through the spine. Collarbones come in, tuck chin. Tailbone, belly, collarbones widen, lift through the crown of the head. Exhale, tailbone, mid-back, upper back, collarbones, chin. Cow pose, inhale. Cat, exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Neutral position, inhale. Making sure you have plenty of room behind you. Extend your right leg straight back. And you want the heel and the hip to line up. Bend the right knee. Lift your right foot into the air so the knee comes up. Now the hip and the knee are not straight. The knee is higher than the hip. And lower back down to that neutral beginning position. Lift and lower. You're not going all the way down to the mat. You're staying hip height. And then go higher, hip height, higher. And since I didn't count, we're just going to go by feeling. Squeeze into those glutes. Pull the front of your rib cage inward to activate your abs. Release, bringing that knee in. Same thing, opposite side. Left leg extends back. Make sure you're hip height. Bend the knee and lift and lower. Lift and lower. Pressing the front body away from the mat. Engage your core. Engage into the glutes. And breathe. Should have counted. I feel like we need to do a few more, not quite burning enough yet. And release down. Excellent. Take a moment, shift your hips from side to side. If you need to sit back and roll out the wrists, shake out the hands, go right ahead. Meeting in tabletop position. Extend right leg. Bend right knee, lift and hold that leg up. Making sure you're not rolling over, you're not stacking the hips. You're just lifting up, engaging through the glutes, pull the belly in. From this position, tuck in, round into cat. Now as you lift your foot again, move into cow pose. Cat pose. Cow. Just finding your compassionate edge. Last time. And touch down, neutral. Take a moment if you need to adjust, shift, shake, move around. And when you're ready, meeting with the left leg extended back. Bend knee, lift, tuck, round into cat, exhale, cow pose, cat, cow, cat, cow. One more time. I think we did one extra on this side. And lower, the knee down. Shake out the legs. If you need to, shake out the wrists. Now adding on, we'll only do one cow and one cat. Extend right leg. Before we do that, you might like to have your blocks nearby to raise up your floor as we come into low lunge in a 90 degree position. So right leg extends back. Bend, move into cow pose, tuck cat pose, step your foot through, finding 90 with your back leg, 90 degree angle, 90 with your front. Float the arms up. Inhale. Lengthen up through the sides of your body. Make sure you're tucking the tailbones, you're activating here, pressing the bottom of the hips forward and lengthening through the front of your left leg. One more breath. Inhale. As you exhale, hands touch down. Come into high runner's lunge, so you curl the back toes, lengthen the leg. From here, pyramid pose, straighten your front leg. You might like to hop your back foot in a little bit and just find your compassionate edge. So maybe that's up high. Maybe that feels best to you. Go for it. You want your toes to both be, you have 10 of them, but both feet pointing in the same direction. And so maybe you're up high, maybe you're down low, maybe hands are touching the floor or any level of the blocks. And just breathe. Keeping your hips square. Soften the legs. Step to the top of the mat to hang in forward fold. Root down through big toes, little toes, foot pads, and the center of the heels. Reverse swan dive, float up. Clear the sky, dive down. I'm going to turn again so you can see. Bend the knees, straighten the legs. Bend the knees, straighten the legs. Keep pressing down into those corners of the feet, those points on the feet. Last time, meeting in forward fold. Reverse swan dive, float up. Mini back bend here, squeeze into the glutes, palms press forward, up and over your big beach ball. Inhale, stack. Exhale, clear the sky. Options, prayer pose. Options, hands on the hips. Options, hand on a wall. Whatever you need to balance. Your right leg comes up and over the left leg. Sit down into chair pose. You can use a block on the left side of your foot and touch down on the block. You can touch down on the floor. You can wrap your right foot around the left leg. So we're working on eagle legs. Tuck those legs together, really press the knees. You're moving down into chair pose and you're squeezing the legs together. The lower you go, the easier it is to balance. You might have to engage muscles a little bit more, but that's what this is all about. As you inhale, rise, clear the sky, Tadasana. Inhale, arms float up. Dive down, exhale. Hands touch down on the mat, on the floor, and downward facing dog. Right foot steps back, left foot steps back. Pause here. Inhale. As you exhale, lower down onto the knees, lower down onto the belly. I come down now onto my forearms, then down onto my chest. You don't have to do it that way. Just trying to protect my shoulder. Goalpost arms, relax the hips and legs. Peel the body up off the mat. Inhale. Lower down, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. On this next rise, pause. Send your shoulder blades down the back. Lengthen up through the back of the neck, a slight tilt to the chin. Exhale, lower down. Bring your feet hips width apart or touching. Hands float back behind, palms up. Squeeze into the glutes. Inhale, lift the feet, lift the chest. Thumbs now roll down and palms face the thighs. Or you can have thumbs roll all the way up. Exhale, lower down. And we'll meet in knee plank. From knee plank, walk the hands in, walk the knees in, just depending on where you're at, tabletop. One time, left leg lifts, bend the left leg, cow pose, lift, tuck, step through, 90 and 90, root down into your back, shin tuck, tailbone, arms float up, length through the sides of the body. Breathe, soften your jaw, shoulders down the back. Lower the hands down, high runner's lunge. Maybe you'd like to use your blocks here. Pyramid pose, straighten your front leg. Maybe your back foot hops in. Keep the hips square. Your back heel can be lifted, your back heel can be pressing down. Find your breath. Soften the knees, step to the top of the mat, forward fold. Pressing into the corners of your feet, so all the toes, from big toe to little toe. Across the foot path, straight down through the center of the heel. Reverse swan dive, float up. Dive back down. Flat back, pause. Keeping this flat back position, drawing the front of the ribs inward, lengthen the spine, bend the knees, straighten the legs. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten. Two more. Fold forward. Reverse swan dive, float up. Back bend, palms face forward, squeeze into the glutes, up and over the big beach ball. Inhale, stack. Clear the sky to, no, hands all the way down. I forgot where we were. And now, prayer pose. Hands down, hands on the hips, hands on a wall, whatever works. Left leg crosses over the right. Maybe you touch down on a block. Maybe you touch down on the floor or mat, or tuck that foot around. Hug the knees together. Find your balance. Eagle legs and pause. Find your drishti point. And we'll rise. Clear the sky. Tadasana. Inhale, arms float up. Dive down, exhale. Stepping into downward facing dog, left foot first. Down dog. Pause here. Lower to the knees. Lower to the heart. Goalpost arms, one time only. Find your compassionate edge. Rise. Send shoulder blades down the back. Lengthen through the back of the neck, a slight tilt upward with the chin. Very slight. Exhale, lower down. Feet hips width apart or touching. Hands come back behind, palms up. Squeeze into the glutes, press into the hips, rise. Now palms either face the thighs or roll the thumbs up, squeeze shoulders. Exhale, lower down. meeting in knee plank. From knee plank, walk the hands or knees in to find tabletop position. Adding on now, same flow, similar flow, but adding some more things in. Right leg extends back. Bend, cow pose. Tuck, cat, step through. 90, arms float up. Goalpost arms, back bend, lift up and over a big beach ball. Really press into your left shin. Keeping goalpost arms, come to neutral. Twist toward the left side. Practicing balance. Make sure the elbows are not dropping. Stay in that twist with your cactus or goalpost arms. And your inner thigh on your right leg is going to get a little bit of a stretch. Inhale. Neutral. Exhale. And hands touch down. High runner's lunge. Maybe you'd like some blocks. Pyramid pose. Straighten your front leg. Back heel now. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep breathing. Keep gently lifting and lowering. Hold in the lower position. Now I'm going to move the block so you can see. Front foot, flex the ankle, foot goes down. Flex and release. Flex, release. Staying in pyramid pose. Last time. And release. Soften the legs. Step to the top. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Inhale. Exhale. Dive down. Forward fold. Bend the knees. We'll do this 3 times. Lift. Bend. Lift. So you're bending and straightening. Last time. Bend. Lift. Reverse swan dive. Inhale. Back bend, squeeze into the glutes, lift up and over the big beach ball. Inhale, stack. Tadasana, exhale. Take a moment if you'd like to adjust your block, taking the block to the left side. Arms come out into a T. Now you can always leave the arms out. I'm going to scoot back so you can see my whole body. Arms out into a T. As the right leg crosses over, the left elbow ends up on top. Finding your full eagle pose. Pull the elbows downward without hunching over. Find your drishti. Find your breath. Find your strength. Inhale, rise, clear the sky. Tadasana, find stillness. Arms float up, inhale. Exhale, dive down. Down dog, right foot steps back. Lower down to the knees. Lower down to the heart. This time, instead of goal post, you have an option. You can stay in goal post, 1 time only, or you can bring the hands in line with your shoulders, but out wide. Elbows point up. Squeeze shoulder blades together as you lift. Relax the legs. Find length through the spine. Exhale, lower down. Hands come by, the legs palms up. Feet hips width or touching. Root down into the hips. Inhale, lift, draw the belly in. You can rotate those thumbs upward. So it's an external rotation of the arm bones. And exhale, lower down. Meeting in knee plank. From knee plank, tabletop. Left side. So set up that tabletop position. Zip up the core. Left leg extends back. Bend knee, cow pose. Cat pose, tuck. Step through 90 and 90. Root down, tuck, tailbone, rise. Goal post, arms back, back bend if you'd like. Inhale, rise. Twist toward twist toward right side. I might have said it wrong last time. So just twist the opposite way. You want to be open and not crossing your front knee. But if you crossed the front knee the first time because I said it wrong, do the same thing you did. So it mimics. Inhale. Exhale, come center, hands touch down. Maybe you're grabbing blocks. Come into high runner's lunge. From high lunge, pyramid pose. Back heel lifts and lower. Lift and lower. The back heel does not have to touch down. It's just that motion of coming up onto the toes and lowering to your compassionate edge. Next time the heel is down, pause there. Front foot, flex the ankle and release. Flex and release. And I'm just moving my hand out of the way so you can see. Last time. And release. Soften, step to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Root down into your feet. Reverse swan dive. Float up. Dive down. Flat back. Upside down L. Ardha Uttanasana. Pull in the ribs. Now bend the knees. And straighten. Bend. Straighten. One more time. Bend. Straighten. Fold forward. Reverse swan dive. Clear the sky. Take a moment, grab your block if you'd like, set it on the right side. Arms out into a T if you're adding in arms to eagle pose. Left leg on top, right elbow on top. Find eagle pose, focusing on your drishti. Send your elbows toward the knees without hunching the back. Keep the chest up. Soft, easy breath. As you inhale, rise, clear the sky. Pause for stillness, Tadasana. Hands float up, inhale. Exhale, dive down. Left leg steps back, down dog. Lower to the knees, lower to the heart. Goalpost arms or bringing the hands closer in toward the shoulders and chest, elbows up. Squeeze shoulder blades as you lift. Lower down. Hands float back, feet can be together or hips width apart. Root down into the hips, draw the belly in, rise. Lower down. This time stack hand over hand. Rest forehead, pigeon toe the feet. Either just relax and melt and soften, or you can rock your hips from side to side, or windshield wiper, bending the knees and bringing the feet up. And finding stillness, hands by the heart, lifting up, finding sit bones now. Walk the hands in, bring the hips around, and finding your sit bones. Feet together, knees apart. Sit up nice and tall, holding on to the feet or the ankles. Shift the heart forward, arch the back, chin, chest forward. And just pause and breathe. You can use the forearms or whatever part of the arm touches down. Maybe it's the elbows and you're touching down, pressing into the thighs if you'd like. Inhale, rise. Bring the knees with you. Extend your legs down. Option, if you have a block, you can use a block for fish pose. You can just set the block along the spine and you're going to lie back on the block. Or hands underneath the glutes. Squeeze your elbows together, lower down onto your forearms. Lift up through the heart, if and only if it's comfortable. Do let the head gently float back. Don't forget to breathe. Begin to slowly rise. Lower all the way down onto your back. Tuck your legs into the chest. Left leg extends straight down the mat or to the floor. Holding on to your right knee. Using your left hand on top of your right leg, take your right leg over the body. Your right arm, that's the arm here that you see back behind me, is either down into a V position or it's out into a T position or goal post. You just want to make sure your right shoulder blade is touching the floor. If the right shoulder blade is not securely on the floor, then keep your hand closer to the body in that V position, that low V position. Or upside down V. Full breath. Relaxing in opposition from the waistline. Top leg moving one way, and back and shoulder moving the other way. Deep inhale. As you exhale, come out of the pose. Reposition if you need to. Reposition the hips, scoot over a little bit, find that squared off position. Tuck both legs into the chest. Extend right leg down the mat or down to the floor. Tucking the left leg in. And same pose, opposite side. Twist over to the right side, being mindful of your left shoulder, so maybe keep the hand in toward the body. If that shoulder blade is glued down to the mat, then come out into T or goal post. Relaxing in opposition from the waistline. Breathe. Soften your jaw. Deepen your breath. As you inhale, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, moving on to your back, readjust as needed to find squared off hips. Option 1, just lift the legs so the ankles are above the hips in candle pose. Option 2, scoot toward your wall or over to a couch or something and scoot the hips up as close as you can. I'm not close enough, but hips close to the wall or the couch, and then lift the legs. If you're lifting the legs to the couch, you can have the legs at an angle, so you're touching the back of the couch, or maybe even touch down on the cushions, the seat cushions, up against the wall. The hips and the heels touch the wall. As you settle in, find those points that touch down on a surface and just let the body nestle in, feeling the full support of your mat, of the floor, of the earth. Finding stillness in the legs. Slight soft bend to the knees. And the heads of the femur bones nestle down into the hip sockets. Tune into your breath. Inhale, 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 pause. Exhale, 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 pause. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Inhale, exhale, finding your breath. Soften the jaw. Find stillness in the legs and in the feet. After I close practice, or after we close practice today, feel free to settle into Shavasana, and you're welcome here in a moment to go into Shavasana as I close practice. In fact, I suggest that. Shavasana after candle pose or legs up the wall feels amazing. Begin to slowly bend the knees, lowering the feet to the ground or the mat, and then just let the legs slide down the mat heavy, melting into Shavasana, and staying in Shavasana as long as you'd like. I thank you so much for practicing with me today. Before you completely let go, inhale, uniting our breath. Exhale. And again, thank you so much for your support, for liking our posts, for following along, for donating, for everything that you have done during these times. Namaste.